O.J. Simpson, the former NFL star who was found not guilty of the double murder of his ex-wife and her friend in 1995 in one of the most notorious trials in modern history, has died at age 76.
We are following breaking news. This just coming into our newsroom. O.J. Simpson, the former football star who was accused of killing his ex-wife and her boyfriend, has died.
O.J. Simpson is dead. The NFL legend turned controversial figure has passed away at 76 after a battle with cancer. Folks, in a turn of events that's grabbed headlines worldwide, O.J. Simpson, a name that stirred emotions and debates for decades, has died. The news broke this morning from his family, stating he fought cancer bravely, but succumbed to the illness surrounded by loved ones. Simpson's life, marked by extraordinary athletic success and overshadowed by notorious legal battles, has come to a close, sparking a flood of reactions and reflections across the globe. Stay tuned as we delve into the life and legacy of a man who was as much a sports icon as he was a figure of legal and cultural contention. National superstar turned murderer. Strap in, because we're about to hit the eye of the storm in O.J. Simpson's life, the trial that shook the world. After the brutal murders of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman, O.J. found himself in the legal battle of the century. It wasn't just a murder trial, it was a media circus, a national obsession that blurred the lines between celebrity glamour and grim reality. As the courtroom drama unfolded, it became clear this was no ordinary case. The trial of the century was filled with twists and tensions, capturing America's collective psyche. Race, fame, and justice collided head-on, turning the courtroom into a battleground for larger societal issues. The televised trial had millions glued to their screens, hanging on every piece of evidence and every dramatic turn. The not guilty verdict dropped like a bombshell, leaving the nation polarized. To some, O.J. was a fallen hero, unfairly targeted. To others, he was a guilty man who slipped through the cracks of the justice system. The trial's aftermath was a labyrinth of civil suits and public condemnation, leaving Simpson's once stellar reputation in tatters. This chapter of Simpson's life was more than a legal battle. It was a cultural phenomenon that questioned the American justice system and the intoxicating mix of fame and crime. The echoes of the trial still resonate, symbolizing a moment when celebrity culture and real-world tragedy collided in a spectacle of unprecedented scale. From rags to riches to public enemy. Let's dive deep into the ordeal of O.J. Simpson, a story so wild it feels like it's straight out of a movie. This guy wasn't just a football player, he was a phenomenon. Born and raised in the rough neighborhoods of San Francisco, O.J. battled through adversity, showing early on that he was a force to be reckoned with on the football field. His college days were legendary, snagging the Heisman Trophy with a record-breaking performance that had everyone talking. Then came his NFL career, where he bulldozed records and dazzled fans, becoming one of the greatest running backs ever. But O.J. wasn't content with just sports stardom. He conquered the entertainment world too, with his charm and smile, becoming a beloved sports commentator and actor. His life seemed like a dream, a rags-to-riches tale with all the glitz and glamour you could imagine. But here's where the plot thickens. The mid-90s rolled around, and O.J.'s world turned upside down. The trial for the murder of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ron Goldman, captivated the nation, throwing him into a legal and media frenzy. It was a saga filled with twists and turns, dividing public opinion and igniting debates on race, celebrity, and justice. Despite the not guilty verdict, the court of public opinion was fiercely divided, and Simpson's life was forever changed. the once revered athlete and celebrity became a figure of controversy, knee-deep in legal battles and public scrutiny. His story, marked by extraordinary highs and devastating lows, remains one of the most dramatic and complex tales in the history of American pop culture. Murder wasn't enough for O.J., so he moved on to robbery and kidnapping. After the spotlight of the trial faded, O.J. Simpson's life didn't return to normal. It spiraled into a series of controversies and legal troubles. Fast forward to 2007, and Simpson was back in court, this time in Las Vegas, accused of armed robbery and kidnapping in a botched attempt to reclaim his sports memorabilia. The verdict? Guilty.
Count 6, first-degree kidnapping with use of a deadly weapon. A fixed term of 15 years with parole eligibility beginning after 5 years with a consecutive 12 to 72.
O.J. was sentenced to 33 years behind bars, a stark contrast to his earlier acquittal. This chapter in O.J.'s life was like a reality show gone wrong. The man who once ran through airport terminals for Hertz ads was now running through a maze of legal battles, each turn more bewildering than the last. His incarceration marked a significant fall from grace for the once celebrated athlete and actor, showcasing a life that had dramatically veered off course. Simpson's stint in prison wasn't just a time behind bars, it was a period of introspection and fading public presence, a sad departure from his days of fame and public adoration. Granted parole in 2017, O.J. emerged a changed man, or so he claimed, stating he had done his time respectfully and as well as anyone could. Yet, the shadow of his past never fully lifted, and public opinion remained sharply divided. Simpson's later years, filled with attempts to reconnect with the public and regain some semblance of his former life, were a constant reminder of his complex legacy.
O.J. Simpson battling prostate cancer, but he's refuting rumors that he's in hospice care.
Just when we thought we'd seen it all, life threw a curveball at O.J. Simpson in the form of a cancer diagnosis. The once dominant NFL star and media sensation faced a new opponent, not on the field or in the courtroom, but within his own body. His battle with prostate cancer became public, revealing a vulnerable side to the man often seen as invincible. Let's dive deeper into O.J. Simpson's final battle, his fight against cancer. Diagnosed with prostate cancer, Simpson faced this relentless foe with a level of privacy he rarely experienced in his bitter life. The news of his illness brought a wave of public attention, with fans and detractors alike watching as the once dynamic sports icon confronted a very personal and formidable challenge. Undergoing chemotherapy, Simpson's health battle was a far cry from the sensational trials and media spectacles of his past. It was a fight carried out in hospital rooms and away from the glaring spotlight, a grim chapter in the life of a man whose existence had been anything but private. His struggle with cancer humanized him to some, reminding the world that beneath the fame and infamy lay a mortal man facing the universal vulnerability of ill health. As his condition worsened, those close to Simpson rallied around him, providing support and comfort during his final days. His passing marked the end of a deeply complex narrative, closing the book on a life that had been scrutinized and debated in public forums for decades. Simpson's death from cancer brings a solemn end to a journey filled with highs and lows, achievements and controversies. It prompts a reflection on his legacy, both as a celebrated athlete and a divisive public figure. As the news travels through the media, it underscores the human aspects of a man who lived much of his life in the public eye, offering a moment for collective contemplation on the complexities of fame, legacy, and the inescapable truths of human frailty. Now, let's tackle the tangled legacy O.J. Simpson leaves behind. It's like looking at two different people, the football hero who dazzled on the field, and the man at the center of one of the most infamous trials in American history. His story isn't just about sports or crime. It's a complicated tale that touches on fame, justice, and the American dream gone sideways. O.J.'s passing stirs up mixed feelings. Some remember the electrifying running back who owned the gridiron, while others can't forget the courtroom drama that gripped the nation. His death doesn't just close a chapter on his life. It opens a debate on what his story really means. Was he a victim of his own making, or a mirror reflecting America's own complexities? As the news of his death spreads, discussions about his impact on sports, entertainment, and society will likely heat up. O.J. Simpson's life story is a whirlwind of highs and lows, a narrative that captures the best and worst of the celebrity spotlight. Now, as we say goodbye, the conversation about his legacy is just getting started, promising to keep his name in the headlines for years to come.
Orenthal Simpson, the former football great who was accused of and ultimately acquitted of the brutal 1994 slayings of his ex-wife Anne Rock Goldman, has died.
As we wrap up this saga, the death of O.J. Simpson marks the end of a story that's as complex as the man himself. Simpson's life was a roller coaster ride that captured the world's attention, and his passing is sure to keep us talking for years to come. If you're captivated by the twists and turns of O.J. Simpson's life and want to keep up with more stories that blend the worlds of sports, celebrity, and real-life drama, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on our breaking news and in-depth analysis, diving into the stories that keep the world spellbound. Subscribe now and join us in unraveling the tales that shape our times.